School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, find a location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
End over in kick. Good return up the middle. Some running room. 40 to the 50. Near sideline. He's loose. This is Hugh Pierce. He will take it all the way down the sideline to the house. Touchdown, Tigers!
85 yards as Cabrick put it up in the air. Pierce among three receivers comes up the middle of the field, cuts out to the right side about the 50-yard line, and then outruns any defenders.
For Evansville Memorial, that was their lone touchdown in their season opening game at Jasper last week in the losing effort. And you know they will be looking to put more points up on the scoreboard here in week 2. Welcome to Evansville North as the Huskies are getting ready to host the Tigers of Evansville Memorial. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Wrights Memorial High School, IU Sports Management, Reynolds Farm Equipment, Oakland City University, Mel K Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing, the Pet Food Center, and by Evansville Memorial Athletic Booster Club. Welcome to week number 2 alongside Mike Scavara. I'm Jarrett Lewis, and again, both teams opening up the 22 campaign, Mike, in losing efforts. A much closer game on the side of the home team tonight, the Huskies. They fell 28-21 versus Castle, and honestly, it could have been a lot worse than that. They were able to put up 14 points in that fourth quarter in trying to, climb back, crawl out of that hole, and make it a much closer game. And for Evansville Memorial, losing 34-10, at the hands of Jasper last week, but these are very well-coached teams on both sides. We can expect bounce-backs from both teams and ultimately a pretty good, even, close-up matchup.
Yeah, you talk about bounce-back ball games. Both teams took on state-ranked ball clubs. Jasper, state-ranked in both polls, and the Castle Knights as well in 5A, Jasper in 4A. And really close games both times. At the end for North, as you said, they made it a 7-point game, and were on inside the Castle 40-yard line when the game ended. Memorial Jasper game with 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It was just a 14-10 4-point effort, but Jasper was able to come away and win by a 24-point margin.
Evansville North will start this season with 2 consecutive home games, and they will take on the Tigers here tonight. And in that game versus Castle, it was a tremendous performance to start the season for Angelo St. Louis, a guy that many people had their eyes on just because of what he was able to do last year. And in that season opening game against Castle, he racked over 200 yards rushing and 2 scores. There are the numbers for him right there.
Yeah, he was a first-year starter and running back and was injured most of last year.
And he was one of the reasons why the Huskies were able to climb back and make things interesting, make things close against that tough
Caleb
Castle
Johnson,
squad.
the other player that we had, came up with some good efforts defensively as well. He had 7 tackles and a couple of tackles for losses and a sack.
7 solo tackles and 11 total. He is one of the leaders of this tough and experienced Evansville North defense. One thing that we're not sure about yet for Evansville North is who is going to be under center. Starting at the quarterback position, they have Sam McKinney, who is starting the season out, and then Luke Grayson, a sophomore, is a typical defensive player, but we saw him taking reps, and we also last week saw Jalen Mitchell, a senior, start in at the quarterback position for the Huskies.
Yeah, the Memorial Tigers are going to definitely defensive-wise and need to adjust if they do have a different quarterback.
A much better offensive performance for North last year. Not necessarily the same for Evansville Memorial. Their quarterback, Caleb Esperman, was held just around 130 yards passing. He also threw 2 interceptions. He's looking for a big bounce-back week this week.
Yeah, the senior leadership, again, a lot of young core receivers. Again, coming in, they need some good effort. I know we featured Hugh Pierce there running the second-half kickoff back. They're looking for a big ball game from him and the receiving core. As he comes up with a good effort. And, of course, defensively, they're led by senior linebacker Carrick Johnson, who had 11 tackles to lead the Tigers last week.
Donovan Baker was pretty much held in check also, the junior starting running back for the Tigers, 16 carries and 54 yards last week. And leading in receiving, every guy had 1 or 2 catches, but it was Luke Elsperman, the sophomore, the younger brother, who caught 8 balls for 82 yards. It looks like that tandem between the Elspermans could end up being a big factor this week.
Yeah, that's something to watch for as, the running game, the offensive line, 4 of the 5 new faces in the offensive line. Only Jack Cassidy, the only player going both ways for either team here tonight.
Here at Chuck Bundret Stadium on the campus of Evansville North, the Huskies in the home green. And there's Evansville Memorial wearing the. There's Carrick Johnson, one of the guys that we highlighted. Those were his numbers last year. One of the senior experienced linebackers on that Tiger defense. We're getting closer to kickoff here in Evansville. The Huskies and the Tigers coming up next here on IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Bundrent Stadium. There are the Huskies getting ready to prowl back out onto the field, getting closer to kickoff, and the captains will soon meet at center field. Mike Scavara is here. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Thanks so much for tuning in on IndianaSRN. Both teams start the season 0-1, but like we said, good coaching can help turn things around, especially for Evansville Memorial, a team under Coach John Hurley. In his 15 years, they have seen 8 sectional championships, 6 regionals, 5 semi-states, and also 2 state championships.
Well, Joey Paradine, back in 2017 at Eastern Green, he was in the state finals against Pioneer, who won back-to-back state championships. So he's got a state championship experience as well. So both coaches, good coaches. Joey Paradine in his 5th year here at North. So it ought to be a good matchup, good coaching staffs. Each staff, a lot of experience.
Last time these two teams met was this time last year, and Memorial just barely squeaking by Evansville North, 28-20, the final score there. We can expect just about a pretty much similar game this time around also.
Well, the Memorial Tigers overall series 43-21-1 advantage over the Huskies. In fact, Memorial has won 8 of the last 9 matchups that they've had. Of course, Joey Paradine, he's looking to kind of break out that 5-5 record. The Huskies have been 5-5 the last 3 seasons.
They
the Memorial
have.
Tigers looking coming in last week. We talked to Jevin Redmond, was doing the play-by-play last week. Memorial had 60 wins over the last 5 seasons, more wins than any other school in the state of Indiana.
That is the John Hurley effect, it looks like. The last losing season for the Tigers was way back in 2015. They have been sectional champs in 5 of their last seasons.
Yeah, and in fact, they won 15 sectionals along with 11 regionals, 5 semi-states, and those 2 state championships in 2017 and 2019. For the North Huskies, they won 5 sectionals. Of course, they won regionals and semi-state, Jared, in 1995. That team lost to Penn in the state finals, but they had a player named Deke Cooper, probably one of the top players ever. Deke played at Notre Dame and then in the pros.
There you go Irish. There's the captains meeting at the middle of the field, and you can see, if you look closely, on the right arm of number 8 of Evansville North, that's Jalen Mitchell. We can expect now that he might end up being the starting quarterback again, but he did injure that hand in last week's game versus Castle. Looks like he's still ready to go. They got it wrapped up, and he is going to give it a go at the quarterback position.
Looks like Memorial won the toss and deferred. They'll be kicking off. Yeah, Ethan Brody last year for North, also a senior quarterback. He had an injured hand most of the season last year, so maybe it's a trend over here at North.
That it just might be. The 2 captains for Memorial, Caleb Elsperman and Carrick Johnson, walk over to the far side of the field where the visiting Memorial fans are over there. The student section decked out in the, looks like a mixture of neon and a lot of construction
road
vests.
Construction,
yes.
That's for sure. A lot of construction going around here in Evansville. They also had Leo Collins and Drew Weinzappel, also captains. They're out. In fact, as we'll chronicle as the game goes on, both teams missing some key players in the ball game. So it ought to be interesting. They always talk about next man up. Well, who's going to step up and play well? As Pete Barrett will be kicking off for the Memorial Tigers.
Weinzappel was one of those guys you mentioned to me, Mike. He was on the cover of the Indiana Football Digest for Evansville Memorial. But sitting out again this week, Memorial will kick off from left to right.
Jason Rucker back there along with Keenan Northington for the Huskies.
Ball set up on the right hash. And it's now time for football here in Evansville. Pete Barrett with the kick off the left foot. And the return for North. A decent return. Bouncing off defenders across the 40-yard line for the Huskies is Jordan Hunt, the senior.
Good return. Great field position for the Huskies to start. They'll mark it on just inside the left hash mark at the Evansville North 42.
And there is Jalen Mitchell out to start off this Evansville North first drive after the great field position set up by Hunt at the 42. Mitchell in the pistol, brings a man in motion. They'll give it up the middle, and not much doing. Running into a wall after a 1-yard gain was Angelo St. Louis.
Starting lineup for the North Huskies offensively. Look at the two guards in the center. They're both 2 and 1. Timmy Dixon, a 3-year starter.
Also a note on Dixon, he's wearing number 69 tonight, not 75.
Yeah, the Rockabar starting lineup offensively for the North Huskies.
Second down and 9. Similar play, this time St. Louis with a lot more room to work with. Into Evansville Memorial territory and pushed down at the 39-yard line.
18-yard pickup, bounced it to the outside, and the Tigers defense, mainly a four-down lineman and 3 linebackers. There's the Memorial offense. We talked about Jack Cassidy, the only player going both ways on the Rockabar starting lineup for the offense, as the Memorial Tigers, a lot of young guys up front.
Connor Moorman's been the motion man. 3 straight gives now to St. Louis, and just like the very first play of the game, he hits another wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on first down.
Same play the other way. Coming up with on the stop was Carrick Johnson along with Alex Brochures. Actually a loss of 1 on the play. 1 back offense set. They'll have a couple of slot men. This time they'll run a tight end. Sometimes they'll run 2 receivers. They got 2 receivers out now. They'll run the slot out to the right.
2 receivers now, both sides. St. Louis yet again up the middle. And a big-time tackle standing him up on the side of Evansville Memorial was Sam Brackett.
Yeah, Brackett in there. Active linebackers for Memorial. The Memorial defense, Jared, has set up those 4-down linemen. They want to kind of occupy the 5 offensive linemen and free up those linebackers. They were able to do that. A couple-yard pickup for Angelo St. Louis. 3rd down and long now. A couple minutes into the ball game.
3rd down and 9 to be exact. They're at the 38-yard line. Another give to St. Louis. He's hit in the backfield. Loss of 2. Leading the charge to get back there was Kelton Farmer.
Kelton Farmer, tackle for loss last week. He had 15 tackles for losses during the regular season. That'll bring up a 4th down. You punt it away, get Memorial deep in their own territory. Looks like Joey Paradine's going to go for it.
That he will. 4th and 11. Got to think this one's going through the air. Mitchell over the middle of the field, nearly intercepted, and maybe it was. Off of the first defender and picked off by Memorial's Jackson Draper.
Draper, the junior safety, came up with the grab. And the first turnover, first takeaway for the Tigers here on North's first possession. Nice job there. Good pressure on the quarterback. And Draper was able to come up with it. 1st and 10 for the Tigers on their own 29.
Jackson Draper, a senior on this defense. Essentially nothing hurt for Evansville North. You still give it over to Memorial, but in much better field position, perhaps, than what could have happened off a punt. So the first drive for Ellspermann. He'll go under center to start. And he's got Donovan Baker in the backfield. It will be a direct give to Baker up the middle and just a 2-yard pickup.
Good job by that front 3. As North defensively, Jarrett, they've got 3 down linemen. They've got what they call a rover. He's going to line up and give them really almost a 4th down lineman there as the offense for the Memorial Tigers. You see Donovan Baker, he had 54 yards and 16 carries. He's going to carry the load a lot. Now they got 2 backs in the backfield.
This time, pistol look for Ellspermann. He'll give to Baker, who is the up back. And a good pickup this time for Donovan as he closes in on a 1st down pickup.
Yeah, they bring in Hugh Pierce in that formation as a second running back, and he's got some good speed. Give him about 7, so that'll bring up almost 8. A 3rd down and short.
Elsperman will have 3 receivers to his right. Baker also on his right on this 3rd down and short. Looking to pass on 3rd down and 1. Elsperman going to the corner route, and it's off of the mark of his intended target. Looking for Luke Elsperman. So maybe a down where if you don't get it, you still go for it, but it looks like the punting unit is out there for the Tigers.
Yeah, North defense had good coverage there. Kanan Northington, who had 11 tackles, was on the coverage. So the Tigers come up a yard short, they'll kick it away. And Donovan Baker will do the punting. He had 2 punts last week with an average of 42.5 yards.
Pretty good spiral. Really good punt from Baker, but it will bounce into the end zone. Gave it plenty of leg, and now the North Huskies will start their 2nd drive at the 20-yard line.
That went 62 yards with a net of 42 as 1st and 10 for the Huskies.
Want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited.
So North Huskies, a little less advantageous field position. They started on their own 42 the first time. Now they're on their own 20.
They'll pitch it to the man in motion from left to right, Connor Moorman. A little something different than the typical Angelo St. Louis. And it's about a 4-yard gain on 1st down.
Good pursuit that time by Jack Brackett along with Sam Brackett. As actually, believe it or not, they toss it forward. That's a forward pass. Memorial runs the same kind of play.
So the first pass attempt for Mitchell. 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6. Back to St. Louis. Started inside, trying to break it out. Good pursuit from the Tigers defense. Finally able to bring him down for Memorial was Sam Brackett again.
Brackett along with Draper. Good hustle play also there by the Tigers' Sam Nichols. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and long. As the defense here in the first half of the first quarter has shined for both squads.
This defense gave up just 14 points per game last year, the Tigers did. Mitchell rolling out to his right and just has to throw it away in heavy pursuit. Tracking him down was Jack Brackett from behind. It's been the Brackett show so far in this first quarter.
Well, they do a good job, and that will bring up a punt situation. They only pick up a net of 3 yards in 3 plays. So back-to-back punts after the interception by Draper. And the interception really did what it did, and subsequent punt, it actually flipped the field because now 80 yards North had to go as opposed to just maybe about 50 some in their first possession.
It'll be Mitchell Renfro to punt things off for Evansville North. 2 men back for Memorial, one of them being Donovan Baker. Baker will come up and wisely call for a fair catch. It'll be great field position on the 2nd drive for Evansville Memorial in Evansville North territory.
Yeah, that was only a 23-yard punt. So Memorial started on their own 25, their first possession. The good defense and a short punt results in great field position for the Tigers on the Huskies side of the field on North's 46.
At the 46, just like Mike said, 2 receivers split out both sides for Elsperman. Baker had carries of 2 and 7 on their first drive. They got stood up on 4th down. Elsperman in trouble. He's going to be sacked. Getting to the backfield in a hurry and dragging him down was Jaden Hazelwood, a junior defensive lineman.
And Timmy Dixon was the first guy to get in there. They faked it, and good job that they were trying to set up a screen pass, looked like. So it goes from the Huskies 46 to the Tigers 46, so -8 on that play. Good pursuit that time by the Husky defense. Makes it 2nd and long for Evansville Memorial.
It was the passing game that really gave Evansville North trouble last week. They gave up 3 passing touchdowns, all of them over 30 yards. Jet sweep, nothing doing. This one may have lost a yard also, at the very least, getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no gain on the play, and again, that's the one of those that toss it ahead, so count that as a pass for no yards from Elsperman to Elsperman. Well, they do give him a yard. They'll bring up 3rd down and long. This is a situation, Jarrett, where you try to maybe throw a long pass, gets intercepted, it's just like a punt.
So what exactly will the Tigers go with here on 3rd and 18? Elsperman looks left. They set up a screen for Baker. He starts left, stays in between the hashes as he moves his way to the right side and just got past the original line of scrimmage for 8 yards. So now 4th down and 9 is what the Tigers are facing here.
Good job staying at home was Casey Hospelhorn coming up with the stop. And the Tigers will come up and bring the punt team in.
So 2 straight 3-and-outs to start off week number 2 for Memorial. And that'll bring Baker will stay out there now to punt it away again.
10-man rush.
This time a low end over end punt. Might stay out of the end zone, and it will. Great coverage and downing it at the 2-yard line for Memorial. Looked like it was Alex Broshears.
Yeah, Broshears, nice job, good hustle play. So the punt from the 46-yard line. North keeps on backing it up from the initial line of scrimmage. They started at their own 42, then their 20, now at the 2.
This first quarter of play is brought to you by Wrights Memorial High School, providing an environment where God inspires, we educate, and the students thrive. Since 1925, check out our website at wrightsmemorial.org for more information. Third drive for the Huskies will begin at the 2. A different back this time, not St. Louis. And he's able to reach the 10-yard line. The carrier was Sean Bennett.
Nothing doing there, just to try to kind of wedge it out there, get it away from, I guess there's no shadow of the goalpost because the sun's going down, but give them 3 on the carry. No, actually more, 8. Goes from the 2 to the 10.
So now the goalpost not as close as it was. Another give to Bennett as they motion St. Louis out. This might be enough to set up a new set of downs, and it will. 3 yards for Bennett, and he's got 11 on his first 2 carries.
Second first down of the game, both by North. Defense has been the name of the game so far here in this first quarter with 3.5 to go.
Very fast-moving first quarter. This time St. Louis on a stretch. Started to his left, now brings it back inside the hash marks, and he's dragged down finally, but not after a huge gain across the 40 to the 42.
Desmond Johnson on the stop. That play, Jarrett, was designed to go off left tackle. It was bottled up, and he cuts across, actually over the right guard, picks up a long run and a first down.
Hurry up offense now for the Huskies.
32 yards on the carry.
They were trying to get the Tigers to jump off sides, but before that, a timeout called by Evansville Memorial. The Huskies backed up on their own side of the field, and now a timeout. The Tigers will talk things over.
The local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
are the Huskies of Evansville North. After forcing Memorial to burn a timeout in this first quarter, back to Sean Bennett goes the offense, and there's a 4-yard pickup on first down.
Angelo St. Louis, we talked about in the pregame, 23 carries, 202 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's probably got half a century already right now on the rushing department on that 32-yard pickup. Bennett give him a pickup of about 5 as North just keeping on the ground.
And that run you saw by St. Louis went for 30. He's up to 47 yards on 7 carries. Here he is again. Carry number 8. Close to a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. And this is where we've seen the Tigers defense thrive.
Jack Cassidy coming up and making the hit. Mark it a yard short. Can't afford to bring up the linebackers too close because St. Louis has got the ability, Jarrett, to bounce it out and pick up big yardage.
Huskies so far been able to convert on half of their 3rd downs. They won't this time. Just as we mentioned how good the Tigers defense has been on 3rd down, they show up yet again.
Jack Brackett along with Lewis Seward, and both there at the same time, and a loss on the play of about 2.
So you're at midfield, your own 49. Offense is staying out there. Mitchell will put St. Louis on his right. And crowding the line of scrimmage is Memorial. A flip, nearly loses it. He does. It's on the turf, but it's going to be ruled an incomplete pass, of course.
That shovel pass. They went back to pass, and then Caleb Harris was the intended receiver. They bounced around. That's one of the nice thing about that play. If he does fumble it or drop it, it's an incomplete pass.
So luckily for North, they don't give up a fumble recovery. He didn't have enough control of it to rule it a catch. But they still do give it back to the Tigers, and they are on their own side of the field.
And North went from the 2 to their own 49. They actually did get into Tiger territory, but they're going to mark it at the 49.
Most likely the final drive of this first quarter. Baker will go up the middle, spin moves around, and tackled right over that midfield in logo. 2 yards, 3 yards actually on first down.
Donovan the junior, a lot of heavy lifting as his longest run last week was 7 yards on a couple of occasions. I'm sure the Tigers would like to get a long run just like St. Louis had for the North Huskies.
And something else the Tigers probably want is a drive that doesn't go 3 and out. Elsperman in the gun. Baker to his right. Someone's helmet came off as Baker only mustered 1 yard on that 2nd down carry.
Good penetration that time by Sean Bennett. As loss of yardage on that play.
DeMarvion Vaughn lost his helmet, so he's going to have to come out for this play, and that'll bring in a new guy to play at the left guard spot.
It's Seward.
Actually, the center spot. 3rd down and 6. Will the Tigers run a play as the final seconds tick down? And no, they will not. We will head to the second quarter with Goose Egg still up on the scoreboard. 0-0 your score here in Evansville. This is Week 2 football on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Defense holding strong on both sides as neither team able to score, let alone threat to score. No one's really gotten close.
I have one officially north, 68 yards of offense. The Memorial Tigers even a lot less, 12. In fact, as you talked about, they don't pick up a first down. This is going to be the third 3 and out on their first 3 possessions for Memorial. Desperately needing some offense, but both teams' defense in this first 12 minutes, Jared.
A couple score updates for you from other SRN games. These games are at halftime already, being in the Eastern time zone. Chittard over Indianapolis Tech, 41-0 at the half. Hamilton Southeastern leads North Central 24-0 at the half. And Covenant Christian on top of Traders Point right now, 29-13, with just 3 minutes left.
And it's also in the
first.
Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. Into the first quarter, Castle leads Mater Dei 7-0. At the end of the first quarter, no score at Central Bossy, and Harrison and Jasper no score. First quarter, Wright 7, Vincennes 7.
Elsperman on the rollout has Pierce open in the flat. It'll be a first down finally for the Tigers.
Nice job there, good protection. Pierce had 3 catches for 31 yards, moves the sticks into the Huskies' territory. We'll mark it at the 34-yard line. Good catch, good run.
Pierce was who we saw in the opening, scoring that lone touchdown. Special teams touchdown score for the Tigers last week at Jasper. So a new set of downs, this time rolling out to his left. Elsterman wide open, man down the field, and he overshoots him. Would have been an easy walk-in touchdown. Trying to gun down
Tanner Grease.
Tanner Grease, that's exactly who.
He wished he had arms that were about 6 inches longer. And they went for the bundle, and it was there as the secondary tried to come up for the contain, and Grease got behind.
Elsterman is definitely going to want that one back, but a brand new down, still in North territory.
Second time the Tigers have been in the Huskies' end of the field.
First we get a whistle. This time it's a timeout when the Tigers are on offense. So they burn their second timeout now in this first half. We'll take a break with them. Still knotted up at 0 in quarter number 2.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
A Rights Memorial education is now more affordable than ever. If you fit within certain income guidelines, you could receive over $6,000 of tuition assistance. Find out if you qualify for an Indiana School Choice Scholarship or other tuition assistance opportunities. Your child, your money, your choice. Visit rightsmemorial.org/tuition-assistance for more information.
Bunch to receiver set to the bottom of your screen after the timeout. Elsperman is in motion. They have to pitch it to him because the snap was high, and that kind of fooled the entire process of that play. Just 1 yard picked up for Luke.
It was supposed to be a shovel pass, but ended up being a lateral because of the snap, and as a result, no gain.
So as the Tiger offense
Angelo St. Louis here. Watch him cut back here, Jared. See, he cuts back over the right guard, just accelerates.
showing off the speed and the agility in our telemetry sports replay. ESPN rolls out and over the outstretched hands of Luke Elsperman. Both of them took a shot. Elsperman, Luke on the receiving end, and Caleb on the rollout.
Northington, along with Grayson, double teaming Luke Elsperman. The Tigers, looks like they'll disdain the punt. Try to get the first down, and they got to go 10 yards, or actually 9 to do that. It's on the 35-yard line.
They will indeed go for it. 4th down and 9. They're at the 35.
Do they go back to the same pass play that Grease was wide open on?
A lot of noise. They set up the screen for Pierce, and the Husky defense read it perfectly. Pierce only got 2 yards. Not much room to work with for him, and turnover on downs committed by Memorial.
Cale Johnson, our featured, one of our featured 2 players, came up with a nice job there, coming up and picking up just a couple-yard gain. That's one of the signature plays, Jared. They do that bubble screen. Actually, they give them 3. They mark it at the 32. So each team on their last possessions have turned the ball over on downs.
Back comes out the Husky offense. St. Louis will follow the motion towards the left side of the field. Good pickup on the first play of the drive. 6 yards for St. Louis. He's over 50 at 53.
Always a threat to break it. He had an 80-yarder in the first half last week against Castle. Call back.
Here he is again, this time going the other way. You can see the potential he has to break something. He's tackled around the legs, but not after picking up a first down.
4th first down, all via the run. Draper and Johnson, Desmond Johnson, on the stop, but they moved the sticks 10 minutes before halftime.
A heavy load of Angelo St. Louis in this first half. Tigers jumped initially, but able to get back. Mitchell directs some traffic. Double-digit carries now for St. Louis as he squeaks through the first hole. Takes tacklers with him across the 40-yard line of Memorial. Back-to-back first down runs for Angelo St. Louis.
And, Jared, what they've done, they brought one of their slot guys in, and they line him up behind a guard. He's like an extra blocker. Same play, 2 straight times, 2 straight first downs. See, they line up, 21, that's Aviar Mitchell. He's like an extra blocker in there between the tackle and the guard.
And Mitchell right now lined up on that right side. That's where they go again. Not a similar run to what we've been seeing, but you'll take 4 yards on first down.
Sure will, as Seward along with a couple of defenders make the stop, but not after a 4-yard pickup.
4 carries this drive for St. Louis. They've gone for 6, 9, 9, and 4.
Maybe the same play the other way.
Tremendous cutting ability you see from St. Louis. It'll be a short pickup. It'll set up 3rd down and short, about 2.5 yards upcoming for the Huskies.
3 defenders leading the charge defensively for the Tigers with Sam Brackett. 4 down territory for Joey Paradine, Jared.
Xavier Mitchell comes to the sideline, and they bring in Caleb Harris, who's now lined up and where Mitchell was. Little misdirection on the give up the middle, fighting to pick up those first down yards, which he does. Jason Rucker is in that time on the 3rd down conversion.
Rucker, a nice job. He had 20 yards last week. That play designed to go to the outside, but it was bottled up. Good pursuit by Memorial, and he was able to cut back and get up the first. 6 first downs, all on the ground for the North Huskies. Memorial only just 1 first down by the air.
That's what I was about to say. The Huskies have only put it through the air 3 times. Meanwhile, it's been 18 runs. St. Louis on the stretch towards the far side of the field. It's not much, but it's effective. This is the best looking drive we've seen from either team so far.
Yeah, Jeremiah McGuire on the initial hit. Yeah, this drive started with 10:21 to go in the second quarter on the Huskies 33. They've moved it inside the 25 to the 24 of Memorial.
7 plays, all rushes.
Ball's on the left hash mark. A lot of room to the right side here. Now they bring in a big guy to play that blocking back.
Yeah, that's Brody Varner. He moves from right to left now. They're going to follow him. St. Louis ditches the first 2 guys, just shedding tacklers.
Steps out of bounds inside the red zone at the 19.
This red zone trip is brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling. The Huskies are into the red zone.
First time either team. Big play for the Memorial defense. Need to stop.
3rd down and 2. Varner still in there. We're going to follow him again. Big hole for St. Louis. Up the middle. Cuts back. Picks up the first down. He's inside the 10 to the 9.
And a touchdown saving tackle that time by Jackson Draper. Initial hit looked like the hole was not there, but St. Louis picked it up inside the 10, 1st and goal.
The Tigers initially were figuring out the St. Louis run package, but now it's been a whole lot of Angelo St. Louis. They don't know what to do with them. Getting closer to that goal line as he's tackled at the 2.
It's been that same play either side. They go back to back. Same exact play. Gets it down to the 2. St. North had 3 touchdowns last week, all 1-yard runs.
This one could be a 2-yard score for St. Louis. Does he get across the goal line? He does. Touchdown signal in the air. Angelo St. Louis with the first points of our ball game, and he eclipses 100 yards rushing for the game.
Nothing fancy. If the play keeps on working, don't go away from it. A lot of times coaches will not do the same play back to back. Has a good second effort there by St. Louis. Great line blocking as the Huskies up on the board. And now the extra point being attempted by Mitchell Renfro.
Renfro, the lefty, trying to tack on the PAT. The kick looks good, and it is. 7-0 lead for the Huskies here in the second quarter.
Oakland City University is a private Christian college at a state school price. Check out the Good Neighbor Scholarship that allows for a major savings on tuition and is available to any first-time student living within 60 miles of campus with plans to commute. Oakland City University, an affordable college education right in your backyard. Call today or visit this link to learn more about the Good Neighbor Scholarship.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
A well put together scoring drive for the Evansville North Huskies. And a whole lot of Angelo St. Louis. On 17 carries, he has 105 yards rushing. He caps it off with a 2-yard run. The Simplicity Furniture scoring drive. 11 plays, 74 yards for the North.
Nothing fancy. Just keep it on the ground. And the Tigers defense gives up Again, 67, started on the drive at the north 33, so that's 67 yards and 11 plays. Renfro to kick, pooch kick.
Nice hands, able to snag it out of the air for Memorial was Parker Mattingly. Back to the score from St. Louis.
Good line blocking, good hole. Dives for the end zone. There's 6.
Simplicity Furniture, located at 1309 North Green River Road in Evansville. Have fun shopping for furniture with the Costlets. Father Pat and his sons Chase and Kelsey ready to help you out at Simplicity Furniture.
Good job by Mattingly coming up with that onside kick. Memorial in good field position.
Off the hands of Elsperman, but he wasn't going to go anywhere with Jeremiah Thomas ranging in the area.
It's that quick pass out in the flat, and that defensive play was made in practice on Monday and Tuesday, Jared. When they see that formation, they see that quick pass. Thomas on a sprint.
Able to get rid of the would-be blocking receiver. And for Elsterman, so far he's just 5 of 9 for 21 yards. This will be a pitch to Baker on a sprint. And bunched up, gets across midfield to the Huskies 47.
Good cut back there that allowed him to pick up yardage. Again, the Memorial Tigers, no points and just 1 first down as we've chronicled this whole first half. We're midway through the second period.
Another 3rd down situation for the Tigers. Try to get in range at least to answer the Huskies' touchdown. I formation. It's a pitch. Baker working towards the Tigers' side of the field, but there is a penalty marker down. And for the very first time in this game, we see a yellow marker on the field.
Area of a hold.
And it is. It's coming back.
It's a 10-yard penalty, but it's actually a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it's more than 10. That would have been Memorial's first rushing first down. Now Memorial has 4 of their 5 offensive linemen are new. They've got a couple linemen, Drew Winesapple and Edward Hartig, who are not dressed tonight. So some reserves have had to fill in, and really the North defense brought back 8 starters from a year ago. So they're a good cohesive unit. So that's a bad matchup if you're a Memorial fan right now.
3rd down and 3 becomes 3rd and 14. And now the home fans making some noise, trying to get another stop. Elsperman off his back foot, throws it up for Pierce, and that draws a penalty.
Now is it offensive or defensive? I think it's going to be against the Huskies.
The north side cannot believe it. In coverage for the Huskies was Jordan Hunt.
And Pierce had to make an adjustment. The ball was a little underthrown. And it will be close to a first down.
So after not seeing a single penalty in the first quarter, and for the first 7 minutes of the second quarter, we get back-to-back flags thrown.
And that's good enough. It was 14 yards, 15 yards. Now in the pros, that's a first down spot of the foul. High school, they just give you the yardage, Jared. But the Tigers in North Territory, this is the 3rd possession where they have gotten into North Territory, but they're still 0 on the scoreboard.
So brand new set of downs for Memorial. Pierce will be matched up with Hunt one-on-one at the bottom of your screen.
A lot of one-on-one coverage in the secondary for North right now.
Pierce has 2 of the 5 completions for the Tigers. On 1st and 10 from the 42, a pitch to Baker, and he loses it. Picked up by the Huskies. Fumble by Donovan Baker.
Jeremiah Thomas for North.
An easy scoop for Thomas, and what looked like some potential for Tigers this time around. They give it right back. The Huskies have plenty of time to extend their lead.
First takeaway, as the ball was never secured by Donovan, and Thomas right there in midfield. Each team with a takeaway, a big one here, as North will get the ball in great field position.
Also give credit to Caleb Harris, who was on the pursuit. It looked like he may have reached one of his hands in there and deflected that ball when Baker was trying to get a grasp on it. Back to the Huskies. Jason Rucker for just his second carry, no gain.
The Tigers not being able to generate much offense. North, not much except that last drive.
Mitchell with Brody Varner back out there. He's been doing a lot of lead blocking, I should say, but getting into the backfield because no one blocked him. For Memorial, that was Luis Seward.
He got his hand on it, but I think the runner kind of lost his footing.
Rucker loses 4.
In any case, if you're a Tiger fan and defense, you'll take it. And quickly, Angelo St. Louis comes back into the ball game.
Here's a 3rd down and long now for the North. Mitchell from his blind side gets blasted.
Quarterback sack unabated to the QB for the Tigers was Tanner Grease.
We've called Grease's name on the offensive side. He had that wide open look offensively that went over his head. He could have had a touchdown, and now he returns on the defensive side with a huge sack.
There it is. Nobody blocked him. -7 on the sack. First sack of the season for the Tiger defense, and couldn't have happened if you're a Tiger fan at a better time.
Luckily for Mitchell, he's able to hold on to the football. Punt, it's muffed. Do the Huskies have this one? They do. The Tigers force a 3 and out, but the punt is muffed by Donovan Baker, and the Huskies get it right back.
2 or 3 green shirts there. We'll have to maybe watch the replay, see who got it. Bounce on the snap. Not a lot of length. Donovan drops it, and it looks like coming up with it was Quinn Jackson, number 9.
Yep, Cale Johnson.
Cale Johnson.
Looking on right. And now here's St. Louis with the hole, bursts right through. Plenty enough for a 1st down. Huskies start the drive on the 41, and now, after one play, they're at the Memorial 22.
Nothing fancy, quick hitter right up the middle.
And now some hurry up. Go back out of it for the moment. Huskies with all the momentum now shifted to their side. St. Louis squirts through that hole, a shorter gain this time, but on 1st down, he's able to come away with 4.
Well, back-to-back miscues by the Tigers. A fumble, come up with defense, then a muff punt gives the North Huskies the ball back into the red zone.
And if you're Donovan Baker, you would absolutely love a defensive stop. We're going to put the Huskies in a 3rd down and 1.
And North, that red zone brought to you by Peace of Mind Counseling. As this drive starting on the Memorial 42-yard line, as St. Louis, he had 202 yards rushing last week. He might get most of that this year. He only had 314 yards all of last year.
Here he is again. Inside the 10. Nope. They'll mark him down right at the... Yeah, he is inside the 10. He's at the 5. So St. Louis, another 9-yard gain. He has 142 yards rushing. He has just as many carries in his first half as he did of all last week.
Joey Paradine not calling a timeout. Wants to keep the momentum going.
St. Louis again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
6 yards out. 2 TDs for the senior.
A quick answer off of the muffed punt, and for the second time, Angelo St. Louis hits pay dirt.
And the second time in 2 games where the Tigers gave up a touchdown inside of a minute. As Renfro will try to make it 14-0.
Renfro on for the PAT. Mitchell will be the one to hold. The Huskies do extend their lead. It's 14-0, 56 seconds left in this first half.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because our academics prepare students to succeed in college and in life.
I believe in educating our students to their highest potential. I believe in creating a welcoming, faith-based learning environment. And I believe a memorial education is the foundation for a bright future. Explore the endless possibilities at Wrights Memorial.
Melk, located in Evansville, Indiana, provides mechanical, electrical, and plumbing solutions nationwide. We deliver quality service to the industrial, commercial, and healthcare industries. If you have a big project, we bring big solutions. That includes designing and installing green energy systems that benefit your business. Our in-depth knowledge and commitment to safety make us the perfect partner in MEP contracting. Contact us for an estimate on your next project. Melk, big projects, big solutions.
2 mistakes from the Tigers have resulted in 2 touchdowns for the Huskies. Both times St. Louis has found the end zone. On 22 carries, he has 148 yards rushing now. The Simplicity Furniture scoring drive, 6 plays, 58 yards after the muff punt.
And I have unofficially North with a little over 16 minutes time of possession here in this first half.
This kick will go over the head of Baker, and it trickles out of bounds.
On the 1.
That'll bring in the flag, so the Tigers will have good field position to try and close out this first half. But St. Louis has just been a monster to deal with.
Good acceleration. That's what made that play. He was in the hole before the defenders could react. As Donovan Baker lets that ball go out of bounds on the 1. So instead of having the ball deep in their own territory, the Tigers, with 56 seconds, will start from their own 35.
Perhaps the Tigers can capitalize on a Huskies mistake. They've had a couple of decent plays of late.
Huskies crowd being egged on by the 11 defenders. I have unofficially 11 first downs for North. The Tigers but 2.
The Tigers at least get within field goal range. Elsperman on the hitch route, connects. Good start, Simon Schultz on the reception.
Right here, like looking up.
And Schultz comes up with a catch. He had 1 for 8 last week.
Clock is still moving though, and 1 timeout to use for the Tigers. They snap it with 35. Elsperman steps up on the rollout. This is Pierce. And Pierce pushed out of bounds right at midfield.
gets the first down, fresh set of downs. Mark it short. No, they do mark it at the 50. Good call, Jarrett. I saw the official across the way standing on the 49.
That'll stop the clock at 28 seconds.
Empty backfield.
5 guys split out wide for Ellspermann. But a false start will push him back 5 yards. I've been surprised by the small amount of penalties we've seen so far in this first half.
Yeah, North just won a pass interference, 15 yards. The Tigers a pair for 15. Well, they loosened up the secondary. You know, the safeties are 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they're just going to rush 3, drop 8, the Husky defense.
Ellspermann back to Pierce. Able to shake the first guy, and he's across midfield this time. Gets to the Husky 46. Clock stops at 22 seconds.
Jordan Hunt looked like he was going to tackle him in bounds, but the senior Pierce was able to make a second move and get out of bounds with 22 seconds.
Pierce making his presence known. That was his 4th catch. Three receivers to the top for Ellspermann. Again, another 3-man rush. Ellspermann will step up. He's got room to work with. Has a first down. Pushed out of bounds, but not after crossing the 30. He's at the 29. A huge pickup for Ellspermann, showing off his legs.
17 yards. Good hustle play there. All the defenders keeping everybody in front of them, but they were keeping Ellspermann in front, and he used his legs, as you said, Jared, instead of the arm. And the Tigers, another first down. First rushing first down of the half comes with 15 seconds. Memorial's got 1 timeout, so they can go anywhere on the field here on this possession play. 3 receivers left.
And Pierce in his normal spot. Lined up furthest away at the numbers. We get a whistle. And it's a delay of game on the Tigers.
I didn't see that coming. I wasn't watching the play clock.
I didn't see it either, and it doesn't appear that anybody on Memorial have been paying attention.
They must have started that play clock as soon as he went out of bounds.
So
An empty backfield again, 5 receivers.
Instead of the 29, it's the 34. Now another whistle. This time, it's a timeout. It's called by Evansville North. They'll talk things over defensively and how they'll approach this next 15 seconds.
Well, 5 receivers, Jarrett, and you're going to have a situation where it's going to be man-to-man defense in all probability. Make a decision. Do you blitz them, or do you just rush 3 and drop 8?
Well, this is what happened last time North had brought 3. This is the first time we've seen Ellspermann show off his legs.
He's not had a lot of opportunities. Donovan Baker main carry. Pierce, actually that wasn't even a run, so it's only Ellspermann and Baker have carried the ball so far.
Ellspermann's numbers have improved passing-wise. This drive, he's completed all 3 passes for 36 yards.
A huge opportunity for the Tigers if they can get on the board here in this last 15 seconds and take any semblance of momentum into the locker room.
Excuse me, it's 26 yards this drive for Ellspermann, and altogether he's 8 of 12 for 49, and we will no doubt see him put the ball through the air once or at least twice to finish off this first half. Five wide set again. They bring 4 this time. They get to Ellspermann. Forces him out of the pocket, and he just flings it forward, trying to avoid the sack.
Caleb Johnson, the man putting pressure, left defensive end.
The clock has not stopped either. It reads zeros. Cale Johnson, the one that got to Elstrin in the backfield, and that'll be it. That's the last play of the half.
Don't know if it was a sack or an incomplete pass. We'll have to find out.
And Coach Hurley is talking with the head official on that far sideline, but both teams now departing the field for the locker room. A slow start for both squads, but the North, in their final 2 drives, are able to punch it through into the end zone, and they will lead 14-0 over Memorial as we will await the second half. Quite the first half so far for Angelo St. Louis. On 22 carries, 148 yards rushing. Jalen Mitchell has only looked to pass 3 times. This first half has certainly belonged to St. Louis. He's showing why he's a star.
Well, they've not needed to pass.
That's right.
When you get a guy rush for 150 yards and a couple touchdowns.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it,
That's
right?
right.
That's exactly right. Meanwhile, the defense of Evansville North has looked just as good as the offense did in those final 2 drives. Memorial looked like they could have been threatening to score, and right there on that last play is a perfect example of it. With 14 seconds left, that was their last play of the first half.
And a couple of takeaways in those last half of the second half set up good field position and allowed them to get their points.
Yeah, two fumbles as well. That will most likely be talked about in the locker room with Coach Hurley and his squad. How we can limit these turnovers and how we can try to find some momentum, offensively. Elsterman put together 3 good passes on that last drive, but Baker, his numbers, he has 6 carries for just 19 yards. This defense of the Huskies really making it hard for Memorial to get anything going.
The Tigers defense tested there in the first quarter and a half and passed the test, did in the last time, couple possessions. Well, the Memorial offense still looking, and now in 6 quarters have yet to put any points on the board offensively in the scoring column with a touchdown.
So it's halftime here at Evansville North High School. One of these teams is going to get their first win of the year. Right now, the Huskies are looking like they have the best shot at it. They lead 14-0 over Memorial. We will take our halftime break. We'll be back with the second half right after these messages. You're watching Indiana High School football, powered by IndianaSRN.
Football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
When I'm at a Super Bowl and I walk in that stadium at kickoff time and I see that football sitting down there on that field, I get goosebumps because I sewed that football. I am Jane Helser. I recently retired. I started working at Wilson on April 13th, 1966. I was 19 years old. I put an application at Wilson. I got the job, never thinking that I'd be there for 48 years. I enjoyed what I did, so I just stayed.
The Wilson football factory here, it's actually like a secret. I was raised about 20 miles from here and never even knew this place was here. We make NFL footballs year-round. We manufactured the ball for every Super Bowl, and every point scored in the NFL since 1941 has been scored with a Wilson football. Jane was the longest tenured employee when she retired.
I would get up at about 3:30 in the morning to be on the job at 5 a.m. I had to oil up my machine every day. I could sew about 150 footballs a day. A football is made from a big piece of leather. It's cut out like a cookie cutter, and that panel is split down to a certain size. They're stamped with a logo, and then there's a lining that's put on it to hold the shape of a ball. When I get the football, it's in 4 panels. There's the top 2 panels. Those 2 are sewed together, leaving the opening. Then I sew the bottom 2 panels together. After the lace holes are punched and the seam are pounded down, then I sew the full section together. The rule of thumb is you don't make a good football sewer until you run a needle through your finger. One time the needle just slid up underneath the foot, stuck in my finger. They put an ice pack on it, took me to the doctor, he cut it out, and I went back to work the rest of the afternoon. I'm tough. The turner gets the nice job of turning it right side out. Then it goes to the lacer, he or she, puts a bladder in it and then laces it. After it goes to the lacer, it's molded. Then the ball is ready to be inspected.
Sewing the football together is probably the most important quality as far as manufacturing. The ball has to have perfect seams, the ends have to line up perfectly, and therefore I think sewing is probably the most critical job in manufacturing the ball. We do not want to change the product in its total, because the most important thing is the integrity of football. So our thing's consistency, make a consistent product that feels the same to the player every time they pick it up.
There's a cold swing. I tell people that I've been to 9 Super Bowls, but I've never been to an Ohio State football game. I've been to Miami twice, Tampa twice, Arizona twice, soon to be the 3rd time, New Orleans and Indianapolis. I'm just a worker that got a job when I was 19 years old and stayed there and was able to try to do the best job I could. And I've been rewarded greatly for it.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We are at halftime here at Bunchard Stadium. The Evansville North Huskies lead the Evansville Memorial Tigers 14-0. My halftime guest here in the press box is Joey Kiefer, the president of the Evansville Memorial Booster Club. Joey, glad to have you. It's not the score you're looking for, but you're looking for good things in the revitalized and revamped Evansville Memorial Rights Booster Club. Just your thoughts and what are some of the things that the Booster Club immediately and in the future is looking for?
Yeah, well, Mike, thanks for having me on. Can we hear me? Yeah, here we go. Mike, yeah, thanks for having me on here tonight. You're right. We would like to see a better score and see some energy here in the second half. Regarding Booster Club and what we've got going on, we say revamped, but I do have to give some credit to what we call the OGs in the Booster Club team. Chris Kiefer, Mike Seals, Randy Foles. Over 15, 20-some years, it's been tough, I think, within society to get people to get out and be energized and do things outside of maybe just family and kids sports. And they gave a lot of heartbeat to the Booster Club by creating a steak night event, which I know that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. When revenues easily be down because there's not social functions and high membership, they created an event, they got creative and gave life and sustained it for the last 15 years. So they handed that over to Drew Meyer and I a few years ago, and it was pretty turnkey, so I got to give them credit for that, having a great system in place. But we had a vision with Booster to expand it and try to bring that energy back. We've got a lot of tradition at Memorial, and so it's something that I think is easy to ignite, and I think so far we've been able to do that.
Membership and revenue, I imagine, two of the keys to the Booster Club. How are you going to accomplish those ideas?
So we do have a lot of goals in place, and the way to do that, first off, is revenue. And so one of the things that we did is we did expand and increase the Booster Club membership. So we went from a basic Booster Club membership to $100, and that goes all the way to a $5,000 Dongping booster membership. And there's a lot of in between that as well, and that extra revenues is giving us a lot more opportunity to do things. And then on top of that, the social functions, the energy side of it. So in terms of being involved in Booster Club, it's not just donating and giving funds. It's also going to our events and volunteering and being a part of the energy that Memorial has.
How do you become a member?
Yeah, so the revenue source of it, right? You know, the $100 booster membership or the $180 that we kind of designed for couples. There is a young alumni booster at $750, and a championship booster, traditions booster, and the Dongping, which I mentioned, is $5,000, which may be a little bit more on the corporate side. So obviously signing up for one of those is part of officially being a member, but then going to the functions. We want people to not just be members, but be active members, and that means when we have social outings. We just had a Q&A with the fall coaches a few weeks ago. Venue 812, which was fantastic. Alada did a great job transforming Western Ribeye into a whole new facility, and so we had over 80 people there, 80 members there. That's part of being a member. The steak night event, volunteering for that, showing up for that, and then helping join our committees. So right now we went from a 2-member board to an 11-member executive board, and we need subcommittees and committees to help us form the social outings. And so
if our viewers want to join, how do they do that, and how do they get tickets for the steak fry?
So contacting our athletics office or athletic department or the business office at Memorial would be the first step, because they can get you signed up and get tickets, and passing on your contact information so you can be on the correspondence list that we get.
You talked about the steak fry. Let's give us all the particulars and how they can attend.
Yeah, so September 10th, 6 p.m. through 11 p.m. Occasionally I have to kick people out when we get towards the end, but yeah, so showing up to the event is or getting the tickets for the event, you can buy them from your athlete, all right, your Memorial athlete. You can also call the athletic department office to get a ticket. And then, again, September 10th, the particulars of it, live music. We have the beer stube. We're also going to have a silent auction.
Silent, a lot of synergy, a lot of good things. $25?
Yeah, $25.
Okay, to extend. And congratulations on the Booster Club. Congratulations to Steak Fry. If you're a Memorial Booster or a friend or you're just hungry, come out to Memorial High School on September 10th. Joey Kiefer, President, we appreciate you taking the time, and we'll be seeing you down the road.
Yeah, thank you.
We are at halftime. Memorial trails north, 14-0.
I believe in Memorial, the powerful. I believe in the past of Memorial. And in the future founded on that heritage.
Looking, has to get rid of it, spins away, still looking, throws, incomplete, flag.
In our lows,
for so many young men from Memorial, phenomenal high school careers have come to an end.
in our highs.
It's Combs. It's a first down. Combs still going. Combs cross midfield. Combs may make it to the house. Rumble, he denied. Stumble will score. Touchdown Memorial.
We have always been united. We are always ready to work. No matter what we do, no matter where we are united. One Tiger Nation. Now, it's our time again. Fight, Tigers, fight.
It's halftime. 14-0 is your score. Evansville North out on top. It was 0-0 at the end of one, but the Huskies found some momentum and found the ball falling into their lap twice off of fumbles from the Tigers, and that's why you see that score there. With Mike Scavaro, I'm Jarrett Lewis. Thanks so much for tuning in on Indiana SRN. So, Mike, just like we said, I mean, those two turnovers could really end up being the difference in this one. They killed Memorial in that first half. We saw two St. Louis runs that went into the end zone, and right now that's going to be the difference.
Tigers offense stymied in that first 24 minutes, as you said, turnovers. So it's been the defense of North and really the defense of Memorial the first quarter and a half, because the North Huskies, they score with 5:41 to go on 11-play, 67-yard drive with time left on the clock in the first half. And then they score with 56 seconds to go on a 6-play, 42-yard drive. That's the offense for, and, of course, the difference maker, Angelo St. Louis.
Yes, for sure. And his total numbers right now, and we expect him to get a lot more carries in this second half. 22 so far from his longest run is 30 yards, and he got a huge load of the carries and those last two drives that resulted in touchdowns for him. But 148 yards rushing for him. He had 202 in week one. He's got a very good chance of topping that here today.
And the other thing is time of possession. I have unofficially North 16 minutes and 8 seconds with the ball.
A couple of scores before we see the second half kickoff. Chittard was all over Tech tonight, 48-8. These are Indiana SRN games as well for you. Whiteland leads Lawrence North 17-7 midway through the fourth quarter. Actually, that score is now 24-7 in favor of Whiteland. Covenant Christian leads Traders Point 43-13 at the end of the third quarter.
Southern Indiana Athletic Conference ball games in the third quarter. A head scratcher there. Harrison 7, Jasper nothing. These are halftime scores. Mater Dei 10, Castle 7. Central and Bosse are tied at 6 at half, and Wrights leads Vincennes by a point, 19-18. Here in the halftime as we're back to Bundred Stadium, and we're about ready for second half action.
It was a very quick first half also. It was right at about an hour worth of play. That's what a lot of runs and few stoppages. We only had, I believe, 4 total penalties.
Yeah, 3 against Memorial for 20 yards and 1 against North for 15 yards. As Memorial won the toss, they elected to defer, so Mitchell Renfro will be kicking deep to Donovan Baker, Hugh Pierce, and Desmond Johnson. Second half action ready to begin.
Those 3 guys are deep back for Memorial, and luckily for the Tigers, if they are going to try and cut into this deficit, a good way to start is opting to defer, and you're taking this second half kickoff.
Well, Hugh Pierce made it a touchdown, ran back the second half kickoff. He's would certainly like to do that again here against Jasper, and he'll have that opportunity from the 10.
Pierce fields it at the 10, immediately goes to his left, has some blockers out in front of him. Going to get forced out right at the Memorial sideline towards midfield. A good return for the Tigers out to the 48, but there is a penalty marker down, and it's sitting at the 28-yard line.
And it's against the Tigers. So Pierce, he had an 84-yard touchdown return last week. He returns that ball from the 10 to the 48, so that was 38. But give him from the 10 to the 28, an 18-yard kickoff return, but he'll lose most of that on a holding penalty.
We saw how dynamic Pierce is in the special teams game with that return touchdown he had back in week 1. And unfortunate here, the second time the Tigers have been called for holding. From the spot of the foul, they will mark this football back to the 20.
All right, so 1st and 10, Tigers from their own 20. That's just like having a kickoff go in the end zone.
Huskies defense holding strong in that first half. 49 yards to the air for Ellspermann. Baker had 19 running the football. We're going to start off with the pass. Ellspermann immediately steps up, showing off the legs again, wrapped up and thrown down at the 28-yard line.
Good open field tackle. Casey Hospelhorn.
I think Hospelhorn kind of may have said something to him also as he threw him down.
Give him 9. Just underway, third quarter. Tigers just 4 first downs. Looking to get that 80-yard drive to start this second half.
Ellspermann has shown promise when the pocket collapses on him. This time he'll hand off to Luke Ellspermann, trying to get the edge. Blockers to set it for him. He opts to cut back, and wisely so. He will have the first down.
That time was a handoff. They run it 2 different ways. They toss it to him for a pass. It's a handoff. This time Luke Ellspermann picks up the first on a 3-yard run. Very aggressive Husky defense, Jared, in that first half. When you shut somebody out, you got to be doing a lot of things right defensively.
Luke Ellspermann has been quiet nonetheless after 8 catches in week 1. This will be Pierce with his 5th catch. He's been the one to do anything through the air, and on first down, he's got 13 yards, tackled at the 45.
Pierce uses the sidelines, gets good job, gets out to the 45, and back-to-back first downs for the Tigers. That's the first time that's happened.
Pretty good start to the first drive of this half.
Trips to the left.
And those trips are bunched up Inside the hash, Baker with his first carry of the half going nowhere. They stick his head into the turf after just a 1-yard gain.
Good job there for the Huskies defense making the stop for Evansville North. Was number 68. I'll get his name, Jaden Hazelwood. All 6'3", 320.
Hazelwood had the sack way back when. On the read option, Elspermann opts to keep it back, and the second time he's connected with Simon Schultz.
3 first downs on this drive. They only had 4 the entire first half. Adjustments at halftime so far for the Tigers offense. Moves it into Husky territory. Fresh set of downs. Schultz was wide open there.
He sure was. Huskies territory. Elspermann will roll out to his right. Flag comes in. Going to be a holding on Caleb Harris was the one in pursuit, and he had 2 guys wrap him up. And this completion will not count. Just like that, 2 holding calls going against the Tigers to start this drive.
So that'll move it back into their own territory. Played 3 minutes, opening drive, second half. Angelo St. Louis for the North Huskies offensively has been the main man for Evansville North.
Yeah, we definitely know what we're going to see from the Huskies offense,
yeah,
but it's more of the Memorial offense where we have some question marks and how they're going to kind of establish any sort of rhythm.
We talked at the beginning of the show, a big game for both these teams. Both teams lost to ranked teams, Castle in 5A for North and Jasper in 4A against Memorial. Both of those schools in the same class.
Looking to throw again. Elspermann has it batted. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Luckily, his arm moving forward. 2 guys there in pursuit. Harris was one of them.
Hazelwood the other.
Hazelwood putting his name out there on this possession.
Jaden stops the clock. 8:38 to go. Well, the Tigers, because of the penalty, have the ball in their own 40. They've got to get all the way down to the Huskies 34. You need binoculars to look for the first down on this one.
Second down and very long. 27. Could it be longer? Elspermann extending the play. Coming back to his right and tripped up. Grabbed around the legs. Nice open field tackle made there to save perhaps at least a first down conversion for Elspermann.
Kanan Northington, he was the man, and otherwise Elspermann is going to run. And that was supposed to be a screen, but the linebackers were covering the screen man. So Elspermann picks up 5, but it's 3rd and long, very long.
That was Hospelhorn who came in from the secondary to wrap up Elspermann. Everyone's split out wide on 3rd down and 22. Elspermann, a quick hitter. This won't gain much, maybe 5 yards on the completion to Pierce.
Right there defensively was Jordan Hunt. So a promising drive fizzles on 2 holding penalties. Tigers will have to punt it away from midfield.
Or maybe not. Unless Elspermann is going to step back and pooch this one away. The offense stays out there. And they're going to pick up 5 free yards. 4th and 17 becomes 4th and 12.
And when you haven't been able to generate much offense, Coach Hurley says, why not?
The Tigers turned it over once on downs in the first half.
Pierce gets one-on-one coverage here down to the bottom.
Elsperman will roll out to his left instead. Looking deep down the field. Down the sideline he has this man, and he doesn't haul it in. Off of the hands. I'm not sure if Schultz would have been able to stay in bounds anyways. Would have been a close call. And again, the second time the Huskies hold on 4th down.
Look there, like there was a couple receivers open. But the Tigers can't connect, and the Huskies get the football. And that drive ate up 5 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock.
I think the right word was used there, Mike. Fizzle. We saw some promise early on, but then just little mistakes end up being a fizzling result. Here's an offsides called against the Memorial front line.
6 penalties for 45 yards, and half of those have been holds.
Tight end on the right side for the Huskies. As they look over to their offensive coordinator. They're going to stick to the ground and pound of St. Louis, although it's just 2 yards this time for Angelo. He reaches the 150 mark with that run.
Carrick Johnson makes the stop. But with the 5 yards free on the penalty, the 2-yard pickup gives them 2nd and 3.
The second half of play is brought to you by Oakland City University, Southern Indiana's premier faith-based professional university. Learn more at GoMightyOaks.com. Oakland City University.
Bad snap. Ball just trickles back to the quarterback. And before the snap, there was a procedure penalty against the Huskies.
Now we have penalties flying all over the place. Back over to the north side of the 50-yard line.
The North's going back to that favorite formation with the blocking back in between a guard and tackle, and having Angelo St. Louis run. Now they move them from the right to the left, and that's where they run.
And I think someone moved again too early.
I think there's 2 guys moving.
Back-to-back false starts for the Huskies offense. And you talked about that lead block. They've used a couple of different guys also. We've seen kind of a smaller guy, but also a bigger guy in Brody Varner. We've seen Caleb Harris back there, Avier Mitchell. Those 3 guys have all been kind of in some rotation of being that lead fullback.
Little effort there blocking, but the same guy's been carrying it all the time.
Jet motion back to St. Louis. Good defensive stand for Memorial.
9 guys around the ball. Pick your guy who you wants on the tackle on that one, Jared. That'll bring up 3rd and long. So the Tigers defense looking to hold.
Third down and 10. Mitchell looked to put it through the air off his back foot, trying to lead his receiver, but pretty good coverage, wide of his intended target.
Jack Brackett putting all kinds of pressure.
Cale Johnson was the one in the area, and the coverage on Johnson, keeping him close by, was Broshears.
Well, Carrick, he knows the defense real well, because every time he goes home at night, he goes home with the defensive coordinator, his dad, Ben. So they lose a yard on that drive.
Renfro for the second time, the lefty. Nice spiraling punt.
Pierce
catching it on the fingertips is Pierce. We get another flag on special teams, and this one Looks like it could be moving backwards.
Goes from the 21 to the 37. But we've had a lot of laundry here in this third quarter, Jarrett.
We sure have. There's been 3 holding calls. If this one does, which looks like it is, go against the Tigers. 3 holding calls and offsides against Memorial. We've had 2 false starts and an offsides called on North. So that's 7 total penalties through the first 7 minutes and change.
Well, Memorial will set up shop, but not as deep as they wanted to be.
So this drive for Memorial begins at the 18. What, if anything, changes for this offense? Well, to start, they're going to go with a new quarterback. On the screen, set up for Pierce. Offensive lineman got out there in front, setting up the hole, and Pierce reaches the 35-yard line.
Matthew Fisher, he's a sophomore. He gets in there, and he played some last year. And just a change in the offense to see what's going to happen.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mike, they did this last week too. Ellspermann last week had 11 of 27. He had the 2 interceptions, and then we saw a couple of attempts from Petke, and now we see Fisher making a play, extending the play, and finding his man.
Desmond Johnson.
That's another first down.
Yeah, Fisher was 14 of 21 for 142 yards last year. And the changeup has sparked the Tigers' drive, starting on their own 18. They're past midfield to the Huskies' 49. Good roll. Extended the play. Johnson Desmond catches the ball.
Johnson with his first catch. Luke Ellspermann now getting into the mix.
That's a pass, forward pass. That's a jet sweep pass. Give him about 4.
I don't think Ellspermann has caught a pass that wasn't one of those little forward pitches. He's been in jet sweep a bunch of times. He has
I think he had
3 catches.
Might have been a short screen there, but in any case, you're right, not many.
Nothing down the field, so to speak. Out routes, and this one off the hands of Schultz.
Also, Landon Hornig, another sophomore, in the running back position as well. So Coach Hurley said, we haven't scored, so we might as well see if we can get some other guys in there that can. Stops the clock, 3:24. In a rapidly moving first half, third quarter as well.
Whistle and more pre-snap action.
Offsides North. That'll get awful close to a first down. So Fisher comes in with a 4:54 mark at quarterback in the third quarter.
And after 4 plays, Memorial at the 40-yard line of Evansville North. Bad snap, gets behind Fisher, but he's quick enough to pick it up, but it's going to be a huge loss. 3rd down and 1. A bad snap, and just about everything you can think of has gone wrong in some way for Memorial.
Fisher loses from the North 40 back to the Tigers 49, so a minus 11, and that will bring in the punting unit.
Boy, it's just been every drive recently. Starts off pretty well, but just can't finish. Baker into punt. A good punt that sidewinds towards the sidelines, down at the 20-yard line. But if you are Coach Hurley and the Tigers, you are just kicking yourself with how these drives have been going, whether it's been a turnover on downs, a turnover via a fumble, penalties, bad snaps, everything going against them.
And within a 4.5-minute span, North scores 2 touchdowns. Otherwise, it's an even game.
New drive for the Huskies. They went 3 and out on their first possession.
They marked it at the 19.
Starts towards the middle, now bounces outside is Sean Bennett. Bennett has shown a lot of promise in his carries, and on his 5th one, he has 3.
Jack Brackett also coming up, Jackson Draper.
St. Louis is back out there, the typical backfield, and this time it'll be Brody Varner on lead back duties.
There's your favorite formation there, Jarrett.
They go away from Varner, though, towards the right. Flag comes in the backfield. And the flying yellow piece of fabric continues to come out in this quarter.
I've never heard it referred to that. I just learned something there. Well, it goes from the 22, and the penalty will be a 10-yarder.
We've had more penalties in 10 minutes of play than we did the entire first half.
And the penalty was from behind the line of scrimmage. It's actually about a 12-yarder. Yeah, each team, well, North had 5, Memorial had 4. Bad snap.
Low snap, Mitchell lucky to pick it up, and he's just eaten alive in that backfield. Huskies continue to go backwards. The line, the original line of scrimmage is the 19, so the line to gain is the 29. So this is 3rd down and 21, 22.
Loss of a yard. Memorial would like that same play happen again.
Counter play, St. Louis, nowhere to go. Read perfectly on the tackle.
Kelton
for
Farmer.
Memorial is, yep, that's exactly right, Kelton Farmer.
Give me a yard.
Farmer, just a huge body on this defense, 6'4", 245.
A 2-time, 220-pound state finalist wrestler. He'll look for the three-peat next spring. Kicking from his own end zone.
And your 2 return men are standing in Evansville North territory. It's a good punt to the 40, and Johnson. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is muff a punt in this situation, but he holds on to it, and Memorial will start this upcoming drive at the 42, looking to get something going and perhaps points up on the board. The Wrights Memorial Athletic Booster Club is a proud sponsor of IndianaSRN broadcast. Join the tradition of supporting Memorial Athletics with the revamped and revitalized Booster Club. September 10th is our annual Steak Night event. Like us on Facebook for more information. The Wrights Memorial Athletic Booster Club.
33-yard punt, no return, so the Tigers get the ball once again in Husky territory. Elsperman back at quarterback.
Fakes the pitch to Luke. Good design play. The pulling guard leads Elsperman out to some open field, and he might have a first down on this carry. It's going to be awfully close. And now they mark it down, and we'll wait and see. They haven't decided yet. And now they have. They will move the chains.
And Coach Hurley's got to decide whether he wants to run a play or not, or have that be the last play of the third quarter. 10 seconds ago, I think they're going to go one more time.
Just how the first quarter went, no one able to score unless something spectacular happens here for the Tigers. Baker on the pitch gets brought down, about a 4-yard gain, and we will head to the fourth and final quarter. Same score as the half, 14-0 lead for the home team, the North Huskies. Will return with the fourth quarter right after this on Indiana SRN.
Our students love Wrights Memorial.
Memorial helps me find the right rhythm on stage and in my education. I believe in developing my craft. I believe in building a community. And now, I believe I can hit the right notes in all aspects of life.
Showcase your talents at Wrights Memorial.
That's a pretty good looking student section. That's the Memorial student section. They got the hard hats on.
Yeah, it's under construction too.
They were working earlier, so it looks like they took the day off from school. They were out working on the roads, and now they're here to enjoy the Friday Night Lights.
And let's see if they can be the 12th worker on the team.
The student section on the north side is just as good. You can't see it from our camera angle, but it looks like, I guess, a frat boy theme. We got like
lots of hats.
We got lots of backwards hats, lots of polos, and I guess you call that the frat boy look. I'm not sure.
Well, the Memorial Tigers yet to get on the board, looking to get here. This is their best penetration of the night.
Quick hitter, batted down at the line of scrimmage. He's made a couple of plays on both sides of the ball. Caleb Harris.
Good job there. He came in unblocked, got his hands up like you coached up, and bats the ball away from Ellspermann.
This fourth quarter is brought to you by Melke. Melke for all your commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing needs. Big projects, big solutions at Melke. Third down and 5. Ellspermann going for it all. Nowhere near Pierce, who looks like he ran too fast and overshot the attempt from Ellspermann, and Pierce a little slow to get up, as is the defender.
Didn't see who it was. It might have been Kenote Barton.
And he needs help getting over to the sideline. So that'll be the stoppage, and on fourth down and 6, offense will stay out there. It's like reading the same book, the same story over and over and over.
Tigers looking for a different ending, though.
Yes, they need it.
Well, these teams 0-1 to start the year, lost to 2 ranked teams. Jasper was the winner over Memorial. Castle the winner over North. Tigers get on the board with a touchdown. It's a one-score game. 11:51 to go in the contest.
2 men in the backfield with Ellspermann.
Extra blocker.
Bobbles the snap a little bit. We'll pitch it forward. Baker has some room. Looked like it could have been a messed up play, but no one found Baker.
Designed shovel pass goes from the 28 to the 13. Biggest 15 yards that the Tigers have gotten here tonight.
Second catch for Baker. We'll get another look at it.
Yeah, he just turns around, looks for the ball. Elsperman delivers. Just runs straight up the field, cuts out to the left, breaks a couple of tackles for a couple of extra yards.
A lot of Huskies
in
flowing.
the red zone for the Tigers tonight.
That's right. They have reached the red zone. The Peace of Mind Counseling red zone. Elsperman flushed out. This one will just get thrown away over to the yard markers.
Good contained by the defender that time for North. Did not allow Elsperman to cut the corner. He might have looked to either run or pass. He passed, but that was to keep the drive alive. Left hash mark, rolled right. Good pressure by the defense. Give North credit there.
Second down play upcoming.
This drive started on the North 42 after a short punt.
Play clock down to 3. Elsperman will take the snap at 1. Similar play to Baker, but this time they shovel it to Luke Elsperman.
Gets it down to the 9. 4-yard pickup.
This will be third down and perhaps 5.5.
Two plays to get it down to the 4.
Landon Horning is in the backfield now with Elsperman. 3 receivers towards the top. Elsperman looks that way. Slant over the middle off the hands of Luke. And he may have scored there.
He will not like to look at the huddle video on Monday on that one, or maybe even this weekend.
And it was a fastball also from Caleb.
Right there. Might have been high, but they always say, well, if your receiver can get his hands on the ball, he should catch it. Fourth down play. What do you call, Jared?
Well, I don't think the shovel passes are going to work anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what, that slant play worked. You might try it again.
Everyone's split out wide. Play clock's running down. They'll have to call a timeout. And I think a good timeout, too. We'll take one with them. 10:32 left to go.
Support the local economy and save more when you shop at the Pet Food Center. We have over 6,000 pet-related items for dogs, cats, birds, fish, reptiles, turtles, rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, and more. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. Includes full lines of the best pet food, birdseed, a full line of heated pet products, pet clothing, toys, and more. Walk in, curbside pickup, shop online, and free local delivery.
Anything you want for your pet, we've got it. The Pet Food Center.
Why do our students love Wrights Memorial?
Because I can grow stronger on the field and in my faith. I believe in my teammates. I believe in my classmates. And through Christ, I believe I can accomplish anything.
Come live your faith at Wrights Memorial.
Fourth down and 5 play upcoming here for Memorial. Make sure to stay tuned after the game for the Roca Bar Player of the Game, located at 1618 South Kentucky Avenue in Evansville, Indiana. Stop by after the game.
We have to pick a player of the game. North wins. It might be easy, but
I think
always player of the game, though. When you get late in the game, you think you got a guy, but something usually happens in the fourth quarter. And we'll see what's going to happen on this play for the Tigers.
Yes, we will. Still a lot of time left to go, and another pass is batted at the line of scrimmage. And guess who? Again, it's Caleb Harris.
Great defense by Harris. Comes in. I'm not even sure he had to shed the blocker. So the Memorial Tigers turn it over on downs for the third time.
And this one might be the most crucial, the most circled possession, being in the fourth quarter and being that close. They got things down to the 9-yard line.
Give credit to that North defense, though.
Angelo St. Louis, 1 yard.
That was a hard yard there, too.
A lot of the usual suspects crashing down to make the stop for Memorial.
Yeah, led by Kelton Farmer, Alex Brochures.
Carrick Johnson also in on the mix. No need to rush if you're on the side of North.
Bring the blocking back over to the left.
They will head that way. St. Louis trying to get around, but setting the edge and pushing them backwards. One of the first times we've seen Memorial defense on a tackle for loss.
Yeah, led by Jack Brackett. Sam Brackett was there. Jackson Draper, Kelton Farmer. So a loss of 2.
Give credit to the Memorial defense also. Those 2 possessions to end the second quarter were not your best, but here in the second half, they are giving their offense chances, and here they are again. St. Louis will have 4 yards on that carry, but an easy punt situation for the North.
That gets it out to the 11. So 3 and out. Renfro standing in his own end zone for the second straight time. Tigers should get good field position.
Renfro. Spiraling punt will push Pierce back to midfield. Gets a nice block, but it'll come back. The Memorial sideline can't believe it. Cale Johnson was the one tracking down Pierce, and someone came in from his blind side. Didn't look like it was much of a lethal hit.
Referee's talking it over. Pierce ran it from the 50 down to the 25, but the penalty flag at the 44. Here's the call. Call it a block in the back. So give Pierce a 6-yard punt return, but a 10-yard penalty against the Tigers.
Just another example of the mistakes you can't afford to have. And so many of them racking up for Memorial. Instead of deep in North territory, they're at their own 41. And again, the hit didn't look like it was malicious, but the referee was looking right at it.
In any case, the Tigers do have the football back.
Now we have another flag. This looks like it's a sideline warning situation. Yeah, you got to think. You could see the reaction immediately from the fans, the student section, and the sideline. They knew the flag came in, and they knew it was what it was about, but they didn't totally agree with it. So nonetheless, Tigers still have it. 8-19.
Fisher back.
New quarterback in. And first shot down the field that we've seen from Memorial. Fisher overshot Elsperman.
It's one of those you go long, see if I can get it to you. The Fisher is a pitcher on the baseball team, and he pitched that one about 50 yards.
Took a shot on the follow through also. Fisher will have two receivers, both sides. 3-step drop, now steps up into traffic. Luckily that one wasn't intercepted.
Looked like a squeeze play there. In there, putting on pressure was Caden Edmondson.
And nearly picked off by Gavin Klein, the junior. 2 straight incompletions for Fisher.
Quarterbacks for Memorial tonight have not had a clean pocket most of the night, so give credit to the North defense on that one. Again, we talked about a lot of youngsters in that offensive line here tonight for the Tigers.
Fisher rolling out right, immediately sees a man in his face. If we were giving out 2 players of the game, offensively, no doubt about it, Angelo St. Louis, but defensively, Caleb Harris has been Aaron Donald tonight on the field.
He's been around the ball and put pressure on the quarterbacks. So 3 straight incompletions. Tigers don't move the ball at all.
You don't waste much time, but you have to give it back. Baker still punting. Quick release. Punt that's down by Johnson at the 27. So the Tigers will rely on their defense yet again to get one more stop and try to get the football back. 7:54 left to play.
What was a rapidly first 3 quarters, this fourth quarter has screeched to a halt. I guess if you're a Tiger fan, that's a good thing. Memorial has lost the ball on downs twice and has had to punt the ball twice.
Memorial with 2 timeouts at their disposal. The Tiger defense packing the box in with 7 guys ready for the run. Mitchell will opt to pass, kind of almost lost his footing on his backdrop.
Daviar Mitchell, the sophomore, the intended receiver. So we've had 4 straight incompletions, 3 by the Tigers and 1 by the Huskies.
And I think the North was probably expecting a run there, but they see the guys that are up for Memorial, and you got to run it. And Mitchell will. After the incompletion, he follows it up with a nice gain of 8 yards. Will make it 3rd down and 2. This is a huge spot for the defense of the Tigers.
Angelo St. Louis was the decoy on that play. They fake it to him right. Mitchell runs left. And St. Louis pick up 2 yards.
And do they go fast here? They do. They snap it with 25 on the play clock. St. Louis will have the first down, but there is a flag that comes flying in, and it's going to be holding.
Joey Collins on the stop. And that flag behind the line of scrimmage, or on the line of scrimmage. I guess, well, we'll have to give St. Louis then a yard because it was about a yard beyond the line of scrimmage. Give a yard rushing, but another hold. And I'm running out of room on my score sheet here.
Yeah, running out of room, especially for St. Louis, who this half only has 5 carries.
Not a lot of offense for either team. In fact, Memorial, I think, has got more offense than North does. But they don't have any points, and North does.
The Huskies spread things out. Jet sweep. They pitch it to Connor Moorman. It is a pass completion, and Moorman has the only 2 completions from Mitchell, and they've been on those jet sweeps.
Good hustle play that time again by the defender Jack Brackett. Draper out there as well. There's Shears. Another punt situation.
Again, the Memorial defense does their job. They get helped out with the holding penalty.
Renfro back to punt. Halfway through this fourth quarter.
Initially bobbling the snap was Renfro, and this one goes out of bounds. Referee will take a couple of steps forward, a lot of steps forward, up to the 42-yard line. So,
12-yard punt.
Not the punt Renfro was looking for. And if you're a Memorial fan, you are just hoping that this possession can go in your favor. You're running out of time. You're running out of options. No more room for error. With locations on Evansville's east, west, and north sides, and in Newburgh, Indiana, and Owensboro, Kentucky, check out the Pet Food Center. Anything you want for your pet, we've got it at the Pet Food Center, a proud sponsor of IndianaSRN broadcasts. 6:04. Tigers will start at the 42 of North. Here goes Ellspermann. Good play to begin things on first down. One of the longest completions, in fact it is the longest completion that Caleb Ellspermann has had tonight, and he's eclipsed the century mark in passing yards.
This is the 5th time Memorial's had the ball to start a drive in North Territory. Tiger faithful, you say we need points.
Not wasting much time with this next play. Harris gets double teamed on his bull rush to Ellspermann.
And he still puts pressure.
I think a good idea for Ellspermann and company is to go into the direction away from Caleb Harris.
And he would probably find a way to still negate that. Stops the clock, the best part of that play.
Ellspermann has 26 pass attempts.
At 27, he was 11 for 27 last week for 107. Tigers into their 8th quarter, yet to score on offense a touchdown.
Looked like a read option one way, but they pitch it back the other way to Luke Ellspermann. Tigers like that play, and it's worked about half the time. Doesn't work there.
Jaden Hazelwood, the man that messed that up, but he's got to come out of play because he lost his helmet. -1 or -2 on the play though.
Hazelwood's been the one in the middle disrupting things. Here's 3rd down and 12. They'll have to go down the field. They set up a screen. It's bobbled initially. They'll get some of those yards back as the reception is made this time by Jack Brackett.
Give him 2. Still 4th down. And I'll give him 1 and move it back a yard.
4th down. Obvious go for it situation, and there's some movement. Who are they going to get first, though? We're going to say false start on the right guard for Memorial. 4th and 15 now.
The teams have combined for 16 penalties in this contest.
And about 75% of those have been in this second half. 4th and 14. 3 receivers up top. Low snap. Ellspermann feels some pressure, heaves it up for grabs. There's a penalty down as it's intercepted. It looks like it's going to be defensive pass interference in the end zone.
Coming up with the interception was Kanan Northington, but the penalty flag thrown. I think there was contact defensively, but it's not. It's going to be 15 yards, so I think they're going to be a yard short. It's still going to be 4th down.
Here's another look at it. Ellsworman feels the heat and just chucks it up. You see the flag come in, and the receiver falling down. We haven't had a call yet. Referees are discussing right now.
They've moved the ball up 15 yards from the 36. The ball's on the 31 to the 17. And we're in the red zone. Here's the call. Oh, pass interference. Offense.
Pass interference on the offense, huh? Well, that's not the call we were expecting.
That's the 4th time the North defense has caused the Tigers to turn it over on downs.
And the referee didn't motion that they waved the flag off either, so we thought maybe, equal resistance between the receiver and the back may have forced them to just wave it off, but they call pass interference on the receiver. So now all that puts the Tigers in a much deeper hole. Gain tackled after 1 yard. St. Louis had the carry.
Here's a replay. Ball's up in the air. Can we see the penalty? We see a Tiger go down.
Now we don't see much of the contact, but we do see the receiver fall down.
We see Northington intercept it. St. Louis give him a yard, and that was a hard yard pickup. The best thing about that play, he stayed in bounds, clock moving, 3.5 to go.
The clock continues to wind down. A first down picked up here for the North could just about do it. Mitchell will keep it himself. He's got 3, maybe 4 yards.
Draper up from his secondary.
Now you can't see much of the contact. You see the penalty come in. Hard to tell from that angle, but from our eyes up here, we were expecting maybe an Evansville Memorial first down after the pass interference on the defense.
It might not have been a first down, but it was going to be 4th down and very short, and the Tigers would still hold the ball. If you're a Husky fan, so that was a great call.
3rd down and 3, but nothing comes easy anymore for either team. It's going to be a false start. False start, clock stops at 2:39. Reminder, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited.
Giving a Rockabar player of the game.
It's getting closer. I think we all have someone in mind. Third down and 8. Give to St. Louis, and he plows forward. He's close. I think he got there. One referee has him marked down close, and the other marked down that he got it, and they will award the first down to the Huskies.
Maybe I haven't been doing a good job, but I think that I have that as the first down for North in the second half. Maybe I've missed 1 or 2.
No, I think you're right. They've had a lot of 3 and outs.
They'll snap it with 2 on the clock.
Play clock winds all the way down. It's Bennett this time. Bennett has 3.
Timeout.
And now you got to start using those. Memorial will use their second. That'll stop the clock at 1:43. We'll step aside. 1:43 left to go in this final quarter. Huskies in control.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Oakland City University is a private Christian college at a state school price. Check out the Good Neighbor Scholarship that allows for a major savings on tuition and is available to any first-time student living within 60 miles of campus with plans to commute. Oakland City University, an affordable college education right in your backyard. Call today or visit this link to learn more about the Good Neighbor Scholarship.
14-0 is your score. That was our score at the half.
In fact, the only scoring happens with 5:41 to go in the second quarter. A 2-yard run by Angelo St. Louis, and with 56 seconds to go in the second quarter, a 6-yard run by Angelo St. Louis. Mitchell Renfro, both extra points. So you get basically all the scoring within a less than a 5-minute window. A lot of penalties. I have Memorial unofficially 10 for 90, and North 8 for 60.
Second down and 6. You'll have to get a stop here if you're the Tigers to have any hope. You limit St. Louis to 3 yards here, and Coach Hurley will burn another timeout. St. Louis's numbers as they go. That was his 30th carry. He has 166 yards rushing. They used him a little bit last week in the passing game, but they haven't had to pass at all. Jalen Mitchell has only thrown the ball 6 times for 2 completions, and they've been little scoop passes in front of the jet sweeper.
Yeah, not a lot of offense, but give credit to that North defense. When you pitch a shutout and you turn the opponent over on downs 4 times, good job there. And you're right, because of Angelo St. Louis's offense there in that first half, points wins games, but defense, they say, wins championships. And when you shut out a team, you're right, we might give not only Caleb Harris a Rock-A-Bar player of the game, along with Angelo St. Louis.
Yeah, Harris has been a wrecking ball on defense.
We don't have all the defensive stats up here, but Tim Grimm, the stat man extraordinaire for the North Huskies, does a good job.
Harris has a couple of batted passes, plenty of tackles to his credit. And this defense of Evansville North able to respond after giving up 28 points in the season opener to Castle. You pitch a shutout, and now Harris is going to take the direct snap and bully his way forward. Dangerous late hit. That'll draw a flag also.
Well, we'd like to thank some folks from Memorial, President Christian Mosick, Principal Aaron Schmidt, Athletic Director Matt Weber, Head Coach John Hurley, Administrative Assistant Patty Van, from North, Superintendent David Smith, Principal John Skinner, Athletic Director Tyler Choate for all his help, Head Coach Joey Paradine, Administrative Assistant Leslie Shadrick, Statistician Tim Grimm, we just talked about him, Hospitality #1 here, Stephanie and Neil McKinney. Of course, our production crew, Jerry Collins and Joel Mears. What a great job. 15-yard penalty marches the ball into Tiger territory.
And with that, you can also...
And plus, we have to thank Tucker Smith, Marketing Director for Memorial, for all the scores that he's been giving us throughout the night as well.
Yeah, we've had scores from the Southern Indiana Conference that we've been able to keep track of, which both of these teams will have local opponents from the area for next week.
Yeah, here's the latest scores we've had. They're probably further in. Wrights leads 25-18 in the third quarter against Vincennes Lincoln. Jasper 15-7 in the fourth quarter over Harrison. Mater Dei 10-7 in the third quarter against Castle, and still 6-6 in the third quarter, Central and Bossy.
Defense must be the name of the game down here in Evansville.
Yeah, close games.
Very low scoring and close games. And now we've reached the point where we're going to see this. This is what you want to see if you're a head coach, and that's
victory formation.
Exactly right.
Well, North runs off the last 4 minutes and 17 seconds of the game and come away with the victory against the Memorial Tigers here tonight. In a hard-fought game, North will go to 1-1. The Tigers will drop to 0-2. As the Memorial Tigers will be at home next week against Evansville Central.
Yeah, they'll finally be able to return home. Their first two games have been on the road at Jasper. They lost. Here's our upcoming schedule next week, Friday. Greenfield Central at Mount Vernon. That's a conference and county game. Evansville Central will take on this Evansville Memorial team. And the other one for you, Brownsburg and Franklin Central. Those are three games that we're highlighting for you on our family of networks next week on IndianaSRN, so make sure you join us for those for week 3.
North will be at Harrison next week in another SIAC game. As our Rockabar players of the game, offensively for the North Huskies, Angelo St. Louis, what's his stats?
Angelo finishes the game 30 carries, 166 yards, of course, unofficially. And
Caleb Harris
defensively.
At junior, we don't have his stats, but I do know we mentioned his name probably a couple dozen times, it seems like.
Yeah, him and Hazelwood were really disrupting a lot of the line of scrimmage game, doing their part. Hazelwood in the middle, and Harris you can put just about anywhere on the edge, trying to get to the quarterback. He was a huge disruptor tonight, helping out that defense pitch the shutout of the Tigers, who in their first two games, Mike, have only come away with 10 points. This offense hasn't seemed to figure out anything quite yet.
And they need to find an offense because in 8 quarters they have not scored a touchdown, and they've got just a field goal offensively. But the Tigers will be back. They'll be at home, so it ought to be an interesting matchup. And Jared Lewis, thanks for filling in for Jevin Redmond. Great working with you tonight.
My pleasure, Mike. Thank you so much. It was great. This game was, we expected it to be close. I don't know if we expected this type of score, but the Huskies look impressive. Tremendous job for them to be able to bounce back. And I think you'll have your usual suspect back here next week doing a game with you. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing how these Evansville teams fan out as the rest of the season goes on.
Southern Indy Athletic Conference, there's always some excitement going on, that's for sure.
So we'll wrap things up. Thanks to our cameraman, Joel Mears, our producer, the Wizard, Jerry Collins. For Mike Scavara, I'm Jarrett Lewis saying so long for now. You are watching Indiana High School football, powered to you by IndianaSRN. Make sure to tune in for Week 3 football next week, right here where you're always in the game.